My name is Elder Comrade Joe Osayete Onago. On this occasion of Esan Decides, I present the welcome address to you all. Leaders and candidates of major political parties here present, our dynamic and vibrant people of Esan, other Nigerians here at home, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this special occasion. I feel truly honored by your presence that you could attend this event despite your busy schedules. We are all here because we believe that our father's land, Esan, can be a better place for us today. We want to see Esan develop, prosper, become pride of every state and the nation in general. We are here because we know to deepen democracy, engagement, interaction, and to seek the informed opinion of those who seek to represent us. Today's event seeks to bring together candidates of our core party, African Democratic Congress, ADC, All Progressive Congress, APC, Grassroots Development Party of Nigeria, GDP, People Democratic Party, PDP, Social Democratic Party, SDP, among others. As a developmental strike, we seek to explore the avenue to give the candidate from the North Central District the opportunity to meet their electorate, while also creating an opportunity for the electorate to better assess their candidates. More so, as recent statistics have shown that about 40% of electorates are party members, while about 60% are floating or undecided voters, who certainly need some measures of persuasion. Hence, a platform such as this is a must. We want to reassure you that the event will provide equal opportunities for every candidate. On behalf of the planning committee, we wish you active participation and good luck to every one of you. God bless the South, God bless the state, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. Honorable, without unity, we cannot have a united Esan development agenda. How can you support to help us solve this problem of disunity in Esan land?
Yeah, I think that's a very fantastic question, sir. With due respect. Yeah, we, like what I said earlier on, I said that we have disunity in this land. Things are not working well the way it should have been. When you look at our councillors, they are not the way they're supposed to be today compared to other states. So that means if I'm voted in, my government and my party is going to change the situation we are passing through right now, because what we are still saying here, it boiled down to our youth not getting adequate share. Nothing is happening in the local government. Nothing is happening in the Southwest in general. So I think by now, if I'm swelling, I'm going to move in the house that is going to guide the youth, employment, and the deaf and the dumb. You see madmen walking all around. What parameter do we have for them? Who cater for them? Everybody you are seeing on the road, mad. They didn't have that interest of coming to the life to be a mad person. We should have a psychiatric where we can take them and diagnose them. That is what I'm putting in to see that Esan West in general is up.
Honorable Kendi Ahire Okosun, you've talked about some of our youths playing host to alcohol sellers. And again, you seem to have a take them off the street strategy or agenda. So would you share with us how you intend to create jobs or opportunities that will take them off the alcoholic joints?
Thank you, sir. there is a book titled Getting a Job is a Job. That book is written by Dr. Professor Efosa from Edo State. I was happy to be in that training when I was in Keystone Bank. He said, getting a job is a job. I look at that question. Everybody that we are sitting here, our youth, they have the potential to work. They have the ability to work. If I can graduate in Abrosali University, my classmates that I'm seeing, I'm far off better than them. That means there's a problem in that way. How can this problem be solved, sir? This problem can be solved because our leaders that we have before now, they don't have our interests at hand. There's no money a politician will give me to go and fight a war that I will listen and I will even collect that money. But there are some people today, you give them 5,000 naira, they will go and do something different. Those are the people I'm telling you about. What we are going to do to eradicate this issue is, I'm working at a secretariat where you have a cyber cafe. You have from all the 10 wards that is under me, we have like 3 wards, hold this cafe, 3 wards, hold this cafe, 3 wards, hold this cafe. At the end of the day, when you take your degree and go to a cafe and download and search for job, you will see that there's job everywhere. The ability to get that job is where we have a problem. If I'm a member of House of Assembly today, I know I can give a letter to Chevron, even the banks here. Let me even say one thing, the banks here. Each bank have opportunity to employ like 2 or 5 people from the constituency where that bank is domiciled. I work in a bank. It's Chevron in Lekki. Chevron in Lekki employ 500 people every year. A recommendation from the Oba, from the people, they bring about what is happening to our youth. Go to any bank here, you barely see my person working in a bank. At least I know my people. I barely see my people. All you see that whether our leaders are selling those space, they are selling them off, we don't know. But now you cannot see my children working in the bank. If Eboma cannot employ Eboma graduates, is it Lagos that will employ Eboma graduates? Those are where I'm going to come in from for my job employment, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Kende Akere Okosun. You may take a bow. Thank you.
I am Honorable Lucky Edis Obina from Esan West Local Government. I am vying for a seat at the National Assembly under the auspices of Progressive People's Alliance, PPA. Federal House of Representatives in particular.
My Honorable Chairman of Esan Decides, I, the Apostle, Honorable Akilome Rainbow Patrick from Esan West, I am vying for the post of Member, Federal House of Representatives, Esan West, Esan Central, and Igwebe constituency.
I am Barrister Josephine Uzoya Ejekweme. I'm from Esan Northeast. I'm vying for the position of Federal House of Representatives in Esan Northeast, Esan Southeast Federal Constituency under the auspices of our court party. Thank you.
I am Honorable Peter Nusa Ahimie, a one-time councillor at the local government here. I'm representing Right Honorable Chief Joe Ediowole. The reason why he's not here himself is that we just have our rally coming up today here at Ekpoma and Irua, please. It's not to say that he's looking down on you people. Thank you very much.
You are vying for the position of House of Representatives, Esan West, Central, and Igwebe constituency. We know that there have been issues around local government autonomy and the role played by the current House of Assembly, and of course the eventual result of that at the National Assembly. So what would you do differently to achieve local government autonomy?
Thank you very much. Permit me to quickly say this. I have a paramilitary background. I have worked with the Federal Road Safety Corps for over a decade. I resigned my appointment honorably this year. And I have worked at several states across the Federation. In fact, we were the pioneer establishers of the Federal Road Safety Corps in Iroekme far back as 2007, February 14th to be precise. So let me go straight to the question. Local government autonomy is long overdue. Looking at what we practice today in Nigeria, what we call federalism. What Nigeria actually practices today is not federalism. What we have is Findiboto federalism. Findiboto federalism in the sense that on monthly basis, you have state governments, local governments, they cry to the federal government, they creep down there to source for funds. In a true federalist state, like the United States of America or Australia, these are big democracies where true federalisms are practiced. There must be what we call devolution of power. Restructure the entire polity to allow states to generate their own revenue and pay tax to the federal government. Now, coming back to the question of the role I'm going to play in terms of making local government autonomy a dream come true. Yes, I will do everything possible if elected into office. I'm going to do everything possible to be at the vanguard of pioneering that particular agenda at the National Assembly. Because the local government has to be autonomous. What we have today is a situation whereby the state government encroaches into local government finances without the consent of the local government chairman. And because they operate a joint account, I am going to front a bill for an act. It's going to be a bill for an act that will change the existing law that we have. This issue of joint account, it has to be separated. That part of the constitution must be amended to enable what we call proper autonomy, so that the states can operate on its own just the way the federal operates. We should have decentralization of power from the federal to the state to the local government. I'm going to be at the vanguard of that struggle. It has always been my watchword. And I don't know if I'll be allowed to say what I intend to do for the Esan people. Probably that question will come. But that is my answer to my question for now in regards to the local government autonomy. There are only two companies in Esan land. Ewu Feed and Flour Mill and the Casavita company at Urumi. And the two are dormant. If you get to this office, what can you do? What will you promise Esan people to do to ensure that these two companies are working? And how are you going to ensure more companies in Esan land? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir, I'm the representative under this Grassroots Development Party of Nigeria. As the name implies, we are concerned about the grassroots. Start off from the grass before you get to the treetop. I was happy when that second stanza was taken. And this is why we should, if you ask many people, do you really know your national item? That second stanza said, O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Direct our leaders right and help thy youth the truth to know. It was a sounding reminder of our call to our nature. Yes. What do I do to make these two companies work? That's one question. But right deep in GDPN is in a moving train that has decided to embrace every youth round this nation and bring them to their calling order. I want them to know that they are sitting right on a gold mine. You only just see two companies, the Ewu Flour Mill and the other. But I tell you categorically clear that we are sitting right on a gold mine. Explore it and get your golden opportunity. Our youths, they are not lazy. Only they need to be encouraged, enlightened, and waking up from their sleeping slumber. It is an understatement when they said our youths are lazy youths. No, they are not lazy. Now, Ewu Flour Mill, the cassava and the corn is what we use in preparing the Ewu Flour Mill. Far back 1987, after graduating from College of Technology, Yaba, Lagos, I went to induction course in Kaiji Dam. 6 months, I was employed into that Ewu Flour Mill. The machinery tower, the center tower you see there, I practically and Roosevelt Walker, we installed the machines from the machinery tower, the top to the ground. Now, that company is now there, rustically down, because we lack management. If you have a gold, precious gold, and dump into the ground, nobody will know the value. But that one is there. If we have the culture to maintain what we have, it will develop good dividends for us. Now, see to Uruhi. There's one day I took my wife to the market. As they brought pineapple to the market area,
Barrister Josephine Uzoya of the Accord Party. I would like you to tell us what you intend to do differently and why you feel you are the best candidate for this position.
Thank you very much. I will start by sharing my mission. The essence of my political mission, actually, is to serve my people of Esan land with probity and equity. And I have a vision. My vision is that Esan land, by 2020, will be able to restore the social and economic fecundity of Esan land, so that Esan land will prosper. Why do I have this vision in my head? I went to Kansas some time ago to a small community, and I saw how they were thriving. This led me to develop what I call a 7-point agenda. If you give me permission, I will quickly mention them. Number one, in the area of economy, I want to be able to create and retain wealth in the constituency. I want to create and opportunities for farmers, for artisans, for women and youth. This will be my primary focus. I will also like to develop industries in the area of woodwork, ironwork, aluminium, create special markets where these people can actually sit down, have their businesses. We can be the Aba of South. We can have productions. We can have prefabricated equipment that can be used and that can actually be sold. My second focus is going to be on infrastructure, because I'm interested in the area of good roads maintenance and power generation. I recall that as at last year, December, there was a power outage in the whole of Edo State or Benin area. So I think we should bring about foreign investors that will come and create independent power projects in Esan land. That way we will not need to rely so much on the national grid. And when there's power, businesses will thrive, definitely. I'm also going to focus on health. I want to provide a fund or generate a fund or kickstart a fund that will provide health care for our senior citizens, health care for our pregnant women, health care for our young children, free. This is possible. If we all come together, we can do this. I'm also interested in agriculture, because I know that in our area, the land is arable. We plant a lot of things. But now, government is divesting from oil. Let's focus on the agricultural sector, and we want to reintroduce those economic crops that can bring wealth in our area. This, of course, is not limited to farming on lands alone. I also want to include it to the area of fishery. Let's introduce our Ehe Zigono to the world, so that the world will enjoy as much as I enjoyed it. I want to look at the area of security, because if you want to attract investors from outside of the country or from within the country, if the area has issues of kidnapping, armed robbers, and the rest, they wouldn't want to come and put their money there. So I want to focus on security. I will support bills at the National Assembly that will guarantee state and local police, because I think security is a serious business. We shouldn't just leave it to a body alone. We should enable independent, how do I put it? Independent government agencies to be able to have their own security forces. With the youth, I'm interested in motivating the youth, because I know the youth in our environment, they have a lot of potentials, especially in the area of sports. I have a lot of connections in some sporting academics in Houston, in Canada. I want to be able to use this, my connection, to bring sports to the youth. For them, we will take them there, train them, so that they can achieve their full potentials in any area of sport they are interested in. Finally, in the area of culture, Esan has a lot of culture for respect, culture for neighborliness, culture for that breeds love. I want to enable Esan culture, modernize it, so that it will create a harmony in our community, and it will help us to achieve our development goals. Now, in the National Assembly, I seek to support several bills when elected. One of it is health, because I've been a health rights advocate for 20 years. I would like to support a bill that will enable health rights to every Nigerian to be justiciable. So now you don't have this, you will not be, okay.
Sir, without a clear vision and direction, that is a master plan, we cannot achieve sustainable development in Esan land. And every leader will embark on a project that they feel is best for the people. Please tell this house, if you get the office for which you seek, are you going to support a master plan for Esan development?
Thank you very much. As we all know, Honorable Chief Joe John Wole is seeking a re-election. He has been there before. He wants to go back again so that he can consolidate on what he has on ground. I want to quickly draw your attention to something, that if you get to the National Assembly, there is what is called ranking. If you are just a first timer, it takes the special grace of God for you to be able to do anything. It takes your fraternity, the way you socialize with others. It takes that to be able to do something. So my Oga seeks re-election so that he can be a ranking officer for him, and maybe to occupy juicy positions like good committees, because it takes a ranking officer to be a chairman of a committee, good ones for that matter. We all know Chief Joe Ejowole. Ejowole is not the type that shies away from responsibility. Ejowole on a weekly basis is on this road from Abuja to Ekpoma, coming to be with his people, doing one or two things with them. There is no way, if Chief Joe Ejowole gets back to the National Assembly and he's given a very good office to hold, there is no way he will not support Esan agenda, because he's already a part of us. He was a one-time local government council. Those of us who know him, we know what he did. There are other things, maybe time wouldn't permit me to go into that. But what I'm assuring you is that we just need to vote him in for him to come and consolidate on what he already has on ground. I have so many things here, maybe time will not permit me to show you how far he has gone for us, Esan here. So by the time he gets back, and he gets very good positions, he's sure ready to face the business of the day by helping Esan proper, because he's there to represent the old Okwebo constituency. He's a man of the people. Thank you very much, sir.
Hello, I think we've come to the end of this session. We'll be going over to the next session, but you have 1 minute each to deliver a message to your constituents. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me begin by saying to my fellow constituents, Esan Central, Irua, Esan West Ekuma, and Igwebe federal constituencies. On that day, February 16th, I want you all to go to the ballot and go to the polls, cast your ballot for the PPA, Progressive People's Alliance, PPA. Why would you cast your ballot? Because we are going to take your quest for good governance, your zest for good governance, straight to the National Assembly. And we shall represent your interest in full capacity. We're not going there to warm the benches of the Federal House of Representatives. No, we're not going there to doze off when plenaries are going on. That's not what we're going to do. We're going there to raise motions, bills.
My wonderful people of Esan West, Esan Central, and Igwebe, Federal Constituency, come that day of the election, vote GDPN with a logo, Uwending. Are you Saba Kevina? Yes. Yes, all you. Please, we are going to represent. I will not be a lukewarm. I am going to represent you. You have sent me to serve you. And I promise you, I will deliver. Especially with your illustrious son, who is going there for the presidency, rightly there to back me up. If that president is there as your son, it means we will have no cause to cry again. The whole Edo State will enjoy the dividends. Thank you.
And they even leaders. Now let me go. That is why I'm asking you, Agbazilo, vote for Josephine Uzoya Ijekweme. Vote Accord. I'm a development practitioner. My number one focus is development, is progress, is prosperity for Esan land. Esan Oye.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings from Honorable Chief Joe Egogo Ijonwele. Greetings of gratitude. He's grateful to God and to you for voting him in the very first time. But he said he cannot be a judge in his own case. Otherwise, he would have judged himself, having scored 100% plus. Because he knows that he has done very well. He expects you to do it again so that he can consolidate, work more on this, give better representation, especially if the enabling environment is given. He says I should tell you, thank you for the one you have done and the one you are yet to do. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
The tradition is to tell us your name and the position you're vying for, after which you transfer the mic to the next man. Thank you.
I am Barrister Semede Usehimime. I am the senior legislative aide to distinguished Senator Clifford Ahime Mona, who ordinarily is supposed to be here by himself to participate in this debate. I don't want to use the word unfortunately. Coincidentally, today, the PDP will be handing over the flag of the party to him officially in Esan Central and in Esan West. And therefore, he's not able to be here by himself.
I am Sejus Oseasoche Ogun. I currently represent Esan Northeast, Esan Southeast in the House of Representatives. And I am from Ugboha. And I also want to quickly add that maybe I do not need any prophet to prophesy that I'm going to the Senate. If this had happened before now, probably I would have collected the form to the Senate. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Isidahome Idumoza. I am from Idumoza village in Uwesa, Esan Central Local Government Area of Edo Central Senatorial District. I am the candidate of the Social Democratic Party.
It is absolutely expected, statutorily respected of representatives to hold town hall meetings to gauge the opinion of their people from time to time. If you get to office, how are we sure you are going to carry out this duty? How are we sure that we are not going to see you only when the next elections are due?
Very much. Let me begin by saying that by virtue of our constitutional provision, that beyond lawmaking, powers of the National Assembly, the other fundamental function is representation of the people. And you don't represent people who you cannot interface or hold town hall meeting with. In 2014, 2015, during the campaign, one of the basic pledge we made to the people of Edo Central Senatorial District was that on annual basis, that the distinguished senator will interface with members of the senatorial district. First of all, to brief them of the happenings in the National Assembly, and to also discuss some fundamental problems or challenges that are prevalent in our society. And I must tell you, for those who follow us either on social media, print or electronics, we believe that in the last 3 years we have held 3 town hall meetings. One took place in Okayesan Hall. That was the first town hall meeting. Another was also, the second one was done in Senator Clifford Akimiemona's house. Then there was the third one that was also done in the same venue. The issue is this: getting the people to be involved in governance, not just by sitting down to complain or to criticize. I'm happy this is a milestone. For the first time, there is Esan Decides, and we are doing a debate today, and that this should serve as an opportunity for our people to know that they must demand an interaction, a town hall meeting from their representative. But for us, this is what we have been doing, and we continue to improve on what. Let me tell you, somebody may ask, why did he not continue the town hall meeting in a public place? You will agree with me. If you go to Okayesan Hall, it is under construction. It is being improved upon seriously by the distinguished senator. The purpose why we are concentrating right now on having state-of-the-art town hall is to keep. Thank you so much.
Honorable Sergio Sogun, the current serving House Rep member. My question to you is, having been in office for the past 3.5 years or more, we would like to know why you consider yourself as the best candidate for this office in 2019 election. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will continually say to my people of Agbazelo that I appreciate them a lot. When I came on the scene, I would say what the Americans would call, I was a rookie. Somebody once asked me, have you served in any category in government before? And I said, no, I've been a private sector person. And they said to me, what experience are you taking over to the National Assembly? I said, zero experience from government. But I am taking an experience from the private sector that cannot be quantified. I haven't been in business. I know how to get contracts. I know how to execute them. I know how to do presentation with slides and all. That's what I think my colleagues that I was going to meet in National Assembly didn't have. And to the glory of God, they gave me that opportunity. In my own modest assessment, I think I have represented them well. And maybe that was why, for my nomination this time around, I was endorsed and I was not challenged by anybody from my party. Again, I give glory to God for that. So having said that, I have started so many projects that I can, when I start enumerating them today, I might not finish because of time. And I need to build on what I have started. There are so many projects that are ongoing. There are projects that are in the pipeline. And I believe I need a second term to finish most of these projects that I think, to the glory of God, will improve the life of our people. Somebody will say, why in government? Before I got into government, I had spent personal resources. Now I run into millions of naira to do projects in my constituency. But now in government, I have brought projects worth over 2 billion to my constituency. So what an individual cannot do, the government platform allows you to do that. And I came with a vision for Agbazelo, because for me, I have retired. I have retired from business. I said I was going to retire from business at the age of 50. 50 technically I retired. I won my election at 51. Although by the time we were inaugurated, I was 52. So I'm 55 now. So for me, I have given 100% attention to my constituency. I resigned on the board of all the companies I was serving in. I have given 100% attention to the work in my constituency. And again, like I said, I'm sure my constituents will agree with me that I have done fairly well. I don't want to praise myself like my colleague said, Nemo Judah in Kasaswa. You cannot be a judge in your own cause. I cannot be the one blowing my trumpet. So having said that, I strongly believe I will improve on what I have done. And going back as a ranking member gives me the platform to also do more. So I'll say that for now. Thank you.
Speak up, speak up.
I said the job of a senator is essentially lawmaking.
Beautiful.
And some people also believe that over time, there have been this too much expectation on the part of our people to get lawmakers to do partly of the job of the executive in terms of scampering for project to executive to bring home for their people. Do you believe that this expectation in terms of project execution through consensus project has somehow distracted lawmakers from concentrating on their primary objective, which is lawmaking for good governance? Do you share that sentiment?
Thank you very much. I think first we need to understand a proper definition of the functions of a legislature at the level of Senate. You see, you are expected to make law, which is legislation, appropriation, which has to do with fiscal responsibility, then, and of course, oversight. Again, we need to understand that government, the arms of government are there to complement each other. Therefore, I subscribe to constituency projects for Senate. That being said, we should also understand that as a senator, when you make laws, you are expected to also oversight to see whether the laws you made or the money you've appropriated, whether they are being used the way it was said that it was going to be used. Now, in the course of doing that, we all know that there are things that come your way. In the area of when you get to a particular place, especially your senatorial district, you see so many things lacking. But if we say everything should be left in the hands of the executive, I think the deficit in infrastructural development and so many areas of need will be too wide. Therefore, I subscribe 100% to constituency project of legislators from Senate, Reps, and House of Assembly.
Do you think Esan people have been getting their fair share in the state or indeed in Nigeria? If not, how do you intend to change the state of affairs?
Response to that question, whether some people are getting fair share from the state and from the federal government, you will believe me that distinguished Senator Clifford Odea is a federal legislator, and therefore his powers is as defined in that respect. The House of Assembly are there to make laws for the good people of Edo State. For us at the federal level, I have here enumerated in black and white all the physical projects as influenced by distinguished Senator Clifford Odea. Like I said before, the business, the primary function of a senator is to make law for the good governance of any society. Law, you can also influence by appropriation projects that you deem necessary or deem fit for the development of the people or the society. And in doing that, if you go around the senatorial district, you will see that in terms of education, primary school rehabilitation, in almost all the communities within the senatorial district. If you permit me, I will name them for you. I don't know whether time will permit me to do that. Then, in terms of health delivery, we have also built primary health centers in some communities, especially those that before now do not have access to primary health centers. In terms of road construction, if you go to Edenu, if you move from Agua Edenu Road, you will see what Senator Clifford Odea is doing. If you go to Egu, where I'm from, the road leading to the Institute of Bible Studies is under construction as we speak. Then there is something I want to let you know, but whether time will permit me, I don't know. There was a very terrible problem in terms of erosion issues at Ibore and Egu. We know the role that was played by distinguished Senator Clifford Odea in ensuring the rehabilitation of those gully erosion sites. We also know, let me say this, that in terms of budgetary provisions, that this road, Okene, Auchi, Bini Road, we all know the state of disrepair. And I can tell you that in 2016, budget, when we got to the National Assembly, that the then minister or the present minister of works, my Leonard Senior, the Fashola, attempted to play politics of moving almost 90% of the money appropriated for road construction in Nigeria to the southwest. And Senator Clifford Odea, being the vice chairman of Senate Committee on Works, resisted it and make sure, in collaboration with other members of National Assembly, my dear friend and brother who is present in this debate, and Honorable Joe Edonwe, to ensure that adequate money is appropriated for the rehabilitation and in fact the dualization of this road. But as you all know, their own power is to appropriate and of course to ensure that money is released for the construction of such projects. And something has been done. That is why you are seeing that today we can safely drive from Egu to Benin. So for me, at the federal level, we've had a fair share.
Hello, Honorable Sergius. I would like you to give us insight of the road so far with you in terms of job creation and what you intend to do more if voted into office.
Job creations.
Yes, please.
Thank you. well, like one of my colleagues said, we are the ones that debated before. The job of a legislator really is lawmaking. It's unfortunate where we have found ourselves in this country, that we are now saddled with the responsibility of tarring roads and creating employment and all. But having said that, when we got in, we were given opportunities to choose the committees where we will serve. And one of the first committee I chose was federal character, because I was told they have opportunities to give jobs. I could have gone for more lucrative committees, if there's anything like that. And through this committee, I have been able to get people from my constituent jobs in the MDAs, in the ministries, departments, and agencies. We were talking about it yesterday, and I said between 40 and 50 people I have been able to engage. But there's no brainer in that. If I am representing the people and there are opportunities, of course, I should employ them. But when I was campaigning, I remember when I kept telling them that I am in government, I'm going to go to government to create wealth. I haven't been an employer of labor. I was running a service company, and I had over 180 people working for me. Some of them were from Esan land. So I opened my first project, was the signature project, which is the Agbazilo constituency farm. And my thoughts were clearly open a farm of about 500 hectares, 1,000 hectares, engage the young people. Prior to that, during the campaign, I had a town hall meeting in Uromi, Sabema Hotel, and Hotel the Home in Obiaja, where I told the young people that look, government alone cannot create jobs. So we need to train you on entrepreneurship. I didn't even know that PDP was going to lose at the center. Knowing what I knew, that government alone cannot provide all the jobs. So I already had that thought behind my head that I was going to do that. As it turned out, we lost in the center, but my plan was there. So I don't know how much time I have, but with the mechanized farm that we opened in Oria, we engaged 200 young people. And the plan was to increase it to about 500 hectares so that we can engage more people. But that is job creation in addition to the 50. But now, NDE, I met with NDE, they said they sent forms to my constituency. Then they trained about 50 women, and they said they were going to give them money because I engaged with the DG. They said they're going to give them 15,000 naira. That I don't think they did. But on my own, I created money for them to start the soap, for the cosmetology, to start the soap making. Then they trained another set into aluminum production. They finished not too long ago. Government has paid them. The Monday we fixed for NDE to come, for me to empower those groups, was the Sunday before the Monday was when I shifted and then he passed on. So we had to cancel that. It's still in the pipeline. Before the end of this month, we are still going to provide empowerment. Like I said, the government has given them some money, but I don't think that will be enough. So I'm going to give them additional money to enable them start. I'm taking you on the line of this trajectory because for me, I don't believe government will look and employ people. So train people on entrepreneurship, because the rich people we grow up to know in this land were traders. The Giwa of this world, Ilobe, Ikpeya, and all of them.
Yes, we all know that the primary duty of the legislature is lawmaking. But in the Nigerian situation, because of your oversight functions, you have influence over MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies. I want you to commit yourself before this public, before the cameras. What do you promise Esan youth in terms of jobs when you get to office?
Thank you very much. My party, Social Democratic Party, is a party that strives on what is called social democracy. Social democracy is a democratic arrangement where the citizens are the focus of governance. Now, in SDP, what we have in place is that once the youth wake up in the morning, they will have something to think about. No government, no representative has been able to do that since the rebirth of democratic governance since 1999. Now, how are we going to do it? By the grace of God, we are committed to ensuring that federal projects are imbued into annual budget in Abuja. It takes next to nothing to do, except that people who have represented us in the past have actually disregarded. I am a public relations expert. I have the intent to ensure that every year projects ranging from agriculture, urban renewal, infrastructural development like roads, water, health are properly funded in the budget. And given that I'm going to be there as a senator representing Edo Central, I will follow up. I will ensure that money is disbursed for those projects. I will also follow up to ensure that through oversight, to ensure that the projects are being executed. But once this is in place, definitely our youth, once they wake up in the morning, they will have something to think about. As social in SDP, we don't come and begin to brag about how we're going to create jobs. Things are not done that way. I'm from the private sector. It is what is on ground that we organically generate employment. So we are concerned, like I said, and we are committed to ensure that federal projects cutting across sectors are attracted to Esan land. With that, jobs will be created. Thank you.
You have 1 minute to talk to your constituents, and once you're done, you pass the mic over to the next man so that he can also say a word or two to his constituents. Please go ahead. Thank you.
My good people of Esan land, the matter at stake is very clear and straightforward. It is between darkness and day. For the past 20 years, we have not been fairly represented in the Senate. If we have been fairly represented, Iruepe would have been the way it is. Ubiaja would have been the way it is. And Irua would have been the way it is. Therefore, I am a public relations expert. I have the intelligence. I have the skills to lobby very well in Abuja and ensure that federal projects are brought to Esan land. For instance, when Akomu was in office, he brought Otibokai, not Okada. When Attorney Naho was in office, when he was in federal parliament, he brought water to Esan land. He brought Onewa Technical College, not grinding machine. Therefore, the 20 bad years that a party has represented in the Senate will not be allowed to continue. SDP should be supported to represent Edo Central in the Senate. We have the capacity, we have the intelligence. And again, don't forget that this is a party that nurtured this state at infancy. We have the solution to all the challenges. Thank you, and God bless.
Well, thank you for organizing this and giving us the platform to talk to our people. For me, like I said, my modest achievement this first term, I believe, has given me a platform to build on what I want for our people. And to a large extent, I believe that an average Esan man is proud, not arrogant. But we're in an era when you see a man coming to beg for school fees, coming to beg for food. I said earlier on, I have come into government to cause a change in our land, in Agbazilo. And to the glory of God, when I go back for the second term, I am very positive. I might not be able to eradicate poverty, but I am positive I will take so many people out of the unemployment market. I will create value that will so affect the market woman, that young man that's just getting married, even to the elderly, that at the end of the day, they would not reject, they will not regret sending me to Abuja, but they will have cause to celebrate that one of them went there to represent them. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Let me conclude by saying that my other debater from the other side did mention some institutions that were brought by late Vice President Augustus Icon. He may not be aware, but let me tell him now that distinguished Senator Clifford Akimemona, there being a first-time senator in opposition, was able to sponsor a bill for the establishment of Federal College of Education Usugbenu. That bill has been passed into law by the National Assembly. Then the National Institute of Technology in Uromi was established by a fiat of the president. There was no law, there was no bill establishing that institution. Today, Senator Clifford Odia sponsored a bill for the establishment. That was far before now. That institution cannot access funds from the federal government. That bill has also passed into law by the National Assembly.
Hello, your message to your constituents, please. Your message to your constituents.
Yeah. We are not where we were 20 years ago. You will agree with me that this crop of National Assembly members, they are doing their best to protect Esan and to draw the attention of the government problem of Esan.